to a sobering statistic that should make every leader pause a little bit. So there was a recent MIT study which found that 95% of generative AI pilots at companies fail. That's a pretty staggering statistic when you think about it. That's a batting average of 5%. So when we talk about this, let me repeat that 95%. So despite companies investing, it's going to be a much larger number year after year, $30 to $40 billion in AI. The vast majority, meaning 95% of these initiatives, yield no measurable business return. But here's where it gets fascinating. It's not the technology that's failing, it's the leadership and how they apply AI that's failing. And if you look at it that way, the interpretation is actually good news, because while you can't always control technology, you can absolutely control how you lead this technology. So today we're going to dig a little bit deeper into this failure rate and how you as a leader can get it right. So today we're going to explore why most AI initiatives fail, and more importantly, how visionary leaders are getting it right. So you'll get an application of how the leaders that I profile in my book, as well as those leaders I'm working with Liquid Mind, how they are getting this AI application right. But let's get a picture of the magnitude of the problem right now. So let's put this AI failure, I say crisis, into perspective. In the first half of 2025 alone, AI startups raised over $44 billion more than all 2024 combined. Think about that. So it's a fast-moving train for sure. And Goldman Sachs actually estimates that the total investments in AI will soar to almost $200 billion by the end of this year. Pretty phenomenal numbers, and they're not going away anytime soon. So it's an astronomical amount of money being poured into AI. Yet here's the harsh reality of that money and the investment and the return. 95% of all generative AI pilots fail, as I mentioned, to deliver any measurable return, according to MIT's Project Nanda, N-A-N-D-A. And Rand Corporation reports failure rates of up to 80%, nearly double of that of non-AI IT projects. And that's just internal to their company. So 42% of AI initiatives are being scrapped entirely, according to S&P Global Research. So these are scales of magnitude here when you talk about failure rates that people have never seen before, and quite interestingly, don't talk about very often. And I felt we needed to talk about it because the expectation is that AI succeeds. Now, again, I'll reiterate, it's not the technology that's failing, it's the leadership execution that's failing, and that's what I'm talking about today. So companies cite cost overruns, data privacy concerns, security risk as primary obstacles to implementing AI. But this isn't just a technology problem, it's a leadership crisis because it's new to everybody. So when I talk to leaders in Liquid Mind and ones that we work with, brands, both global brands as well as small entrepreneurial brands, both levels, there's a lot of misunderstanding, let's put it, and high expectations as to what AI can do. But the misunderstandings come from the implementation and the execution of that strategy of AI. And it represents both a massive challenge and an enormous opportunity for visionary leaders who understand what's really going wrong. So let's talk about this for a minute. Why do AI projects fail? Let's take a look at some of the real causes of why it fails. And now, before we dig into some of the solutions, we need to understand the root causes of these failures. And this is where